Open the door. No, on the other side. Okay, so we're doing a transmission fluid change and filter on this 03 Honda Pilot. It's my wife's car. So first things first, all I did is take the battery out and the tray just to kind of give myself a little more room. All that was a clip on here. Pull these two wires out of the actual housing and then just kind of pull this bracket just away from the box, and then you kind of tilt it up out of there. Let's see if we can get it. So there's a clip at the bottom for the ground cable that you have to squeeze with a pair of pliers. There's that clip there. You may have to use like a flathead or a pair of pliers. That's what I used. And then the two wires there is where it comes out of the side of the box. And then that clip there is for the bracket. Hold on a second, buddy. Alright, so this sits in there. I pretty much had to kind of tilt it out like this number when it came out, and then I just dumped all that out. Anyway, then I took the engine cover off, 4 10mm bolts. Then we're going to take this air cleaner out. Normally you would have to pull it away from your air box, which it's just a spring, so you don't have to use any tools for that. Just pull the hose away from the box and it'll come out. So after that, we're going to get this pulled out of the way, and we'll get a little further in there and show you how to change the filter. Alright, so we got that all off. Took a 10mm for the hose clamp, a pair of little needle nose to pull the little hose clamp off of that, which went into right there. Disconnected our, I believe this, it's a map sensor. So unplug that, pulled it out of the boot right there. It's got a little slot. There's a hose that goes onto that, which is right there. And then there's a little vacuum hose right there that goes to your fuel pressure regulator. And then this cable just kind of snaps into that little slot. So once you get that out of the way, set that off to the side. Now, this light is not good. It's right there. Transmission filter's right there. Where you pour the fluid in is going to be right there. That hose actually attaches to the filter. You got to take 2 10mm bolts off the side of it. 1 10mm there. Oh no, that's not a 10. Those two are 10s. That might be a 12. I'll get back to you on that one. But anyway, that's where you pour it in. Filter comes off right there. It's a screw off. So when I get a little further, or if there's any other things I have to take off or move to get to it, I'll let you know. Okay, so we're back after probably a good 30 minutes or so working on 2 little bolts. So anyway, this was a 12. This back over here, kind of where it looks like it's supposed to be, so you can kind of get an idea. So 12 through there, that hose, took that hose off, just use a pair of needle nose. So that is actually where you pour the fluid in. And then over here, you got those 2 10mm bolts that went through there and up there. So here's your fitting, and it has a little O-ring on it. You can kind of see that out of frame there, but anyway. So you pull that out, took a little flathead and just wedged between this little nut here and that metal flange and just kind of pushed it out, and then took a pair of filter pliers and got that loose, like this right here. So grabbed hold of it and started turning. So there's that. And once we get that out and put a new one back in, then I'll go underneath and we'll show you how to drain it, and then after that we'll measure how much we took out and fill it back up. New one is installed, nice and shiny. tight. Just got to put those 2 bolts back in. Fitting bracket back up there. Just got to put the bolts in there. Slapped a new O-ring on there, lubed it up a little bit. It doesn't come with a new O-ring. Probably would be fine using the old one. Just make sure to lube it. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch and we'll be back. Okay. So underneath you have just a little spot. Set your tires right there. Follow the control arm straight over. Up. So your ratchet fits in the little bolt there. That one up there. So just put your ratchet up in there. It's a 3/8. I've already broken this loose because I ended up having to use a freaking hammer on it because it was stuck. But this whole thing's been through some salt, so everything's all crusty. So anyway, we're going to take that loose, drain it into that empty pan there, and then we'll measure the fluid on how much came out, then we'll pour it all back in and we'll go over everything that I did today. Not too awful bad. Pretty clean too.